My company, WPF, helps Australian purchase properties with zero deposits. As we approach every single Australian, there is something that is consistent and constantly going on. It is not that we see people have not bought a house because they can't afford one. It is not because they are terrible with money and horrible savers. It is not any of that. The number one reason why my clients come to us without a deposit ready to buy a house is apathy and concern. The concern and the question raised by one of my clients is, how do I avoid buying later in life? This specific client is actually also a subscriber who asked me through the channel, asked me specifically, how do I do it sooner? And it's a very important question because every loan term in Australia, provided that you are below the age of 50, is a 30-year loan term, which means rain, hail, or shine, so long as you avoid refinance and moving it out and starting that 30-year cycle again, the sooner you start is the sooner you guarantee wealth. Now, you may say the housing market might crash. You may say things may happen. You may say property prices will not be what they are. It's not sustainable. But forget about all that. For all of you sitting at home with $40,000 in savings, had you bought a house 30 years ago and it did nothing else, you would have the equity based on the fact that by now you would have paid the mortgage off. Getting in sooner guarantees wealth. Getting in now guarantees wealth 30 years from now. And I'm not just talking investment. I'm not just talking capital growth. I'm not referring to the housing market crisis. It's simply getting in sooner. Now, what does that take? It takes making a decision. It is not about your wage so much. If you can afford a house mortgage with your wage, then your wage is sufficient. If you can manage the mortgage repayments and maintain your lifestyle, then it is sufficient. It is a decision. It is a mindset. It is a choice. It is getting fear out of your way. What is fear? False evidence appearing real. Because of the gargantuan task in your head, you are finding reasons to not proceed, to not pick up that phone call, to not email. You are finding reasons to avoid doing the thing you know you need to do. At every barbecue with your friends, you're talking about your wish to enter the housing market. At every barbecue with friends, you're talking about the fact that you are saving, but you're talking about the cost of living going up. You're talking about the petrol going up, and therefore you can't put it together. And as you save, the market moves away from you. Every generation that lives has got a workaround for you. Right now, my company gives you 105% lend, which gets you started in there. And you're going to say to me, oh, it's a bit expensive. Oh, the market's going to go down. I'm going to wait. It's another excuse you're telling yourself. Outside of us, there is a way that you can move forward. There's a first home buyer's deposit scheme instigated by the government that requires you to get 5%. There are investment properties in Melbourne that cost about $600,000. We are selling some investment townhouses in Muswellbrook, which cost $450 to $460 with a 7% yield. There is no reason why you watching cannot enter the property market. Some of you got a superannuation balance of $300,000 or $200,000 and may be able to buy one in your superannuation. It's about getting in, because the second you are in, you start paying it off. And if you decide not to pay it off and the market moves ahead, that wealth is building. So the answer to your question, Miss Subscriber, is very simple. How do you enter sooner? You make the decision. Like every decision you'll make in life, when you make that decision, when you show that port, you know which wind is favorable in your sailboat. You have to allocate the direction and work towards it. There's 1,000 workarounds that get you to that port straight away, and there's a slow and steady approach that waits for the wind to pick up. But it's all about knowing what that direction is and making that decision that despite yourself, despite that fear, you will put that first foot in front of the other and make your way towards that target and work that goal. Get out of your own way. The opportunity is there. Stop talking yourself out of an opportunity. Stop giving yourself excuse. If the doctor said to you had 6 months to live unless you stop smoking, you would stop smoking, even if you started for years. If they said you had 6 months to live unless you lose weight, despite the fact that you've been trying for the last 10 years to lose weight, you would lose the weight. So right here, right now, I am telling you, if you do not get in the market, in 30 years' time, You will have to start a mortgage, or you'll be hell bent on paying somebody else's mortgage off. Make the decision, choose the direction, work towards it. That is the way you guarantee 30 years from now you have equity, whether the market moves up or down. Guys, we are getting thousands upon thousands upon thousands of views a day. Please like, subscribe. If you're loving the content, press the notification button. Jump on board. More free advice just for you.